Okay, welcome to a new episode of Nate's MMA Corner. I'm Nate, and if you're watching my show, you're in my corner. Today's episode is a post-fight show for UFC Fight Night. Pettis versus Brandon Moreno. Yeah. In the UFC flyweight division. So yeah, as a post-fight rundown on the main card with my predictions. See if I was right, wrong, you name it. And looks like I did pretty good on this card. So yeah. The main event was UFC flyweight clash with Sergio Pettis versus Brandon Moreno, the two top 10 ranked UFC flyweights. And this is one of the few fights I got wrong. Sergio Pettis won unanimous decision, and I thought Brandon Moreno would get the ground control throughout the fight early on, which he did. But then Pettis was able to eventually get back up and then keep it standing and win on the stand-up to a large extent and squeak out a unanimous decision. It was kind of close, though. There was one judge, 49-46, and the other two were 48-46. Yeah. So Brandon Moreno on all three judges won at least one round, if not two. But I think Brandon Moreno will bounce back from this loss. He's too good. He's too highly touted of a prospect, and he's a young guy, and he's still learning, and he's still getting better. Sergio Pettis needs to work on some stuff, like he said after the fight, and I think that's a very good assessment. And I think if he does, he will be prime and ready for a title shot as he can be at this point in his career. So Sergio Pettis won unanimous decision. Then in the co-main event, it was a catchweight bout, originally a women's strawweight bout, but it was a catchweight at 119. Alexa Grasso versus Randa Marcos, and yeah, this one I got right. Randa Marcos won decision. She won a split decision though. And I actually agree. Normally I disagree with these split decisions, but this one was so back and forth, barn burner, could have gone either way, that I had to say that it was close and you could have scored it either way. And Alexa Grasso, though, overall looked slightly better. I mean, I agree with this decision, I guess. And yeah, she outlanded, she landed some, I think, the cleaner strikes in this fight. And her stand-up looked pretty darn good. But Randa Marcos, she went for some good grappling maneuvers in this fight. And it was a fun barn burner type fight to watch. I always enjoy watching Randa Marcos, big fan of her. And Alexa Grasso is pretty cool too. Then in the welterweight division, we had Nico Price versus Alan Jouban. Yeah, this one, I knew Nico Price would get a knockout at some point, but I was shocked. It was 1 minute 44 seconds into the first round. TKO punches. Nico Price won this fight, and yeah, Nico he looked really good. He looked killer in this fight, and the sky's the limit for Nico Price. I think the guy is well-rounded. He can grapple, he can wrestle, and he can strike. And I think striking is his big thing that he's really good at. He has heavy hands, especially for a welterweight. So yeah, I'm excited to see where Nico Price goes from here. Then in the featherweight division, we had Humberto Bandenet versus Martin Bravo. Yeah, this one I got wrong, and it was I thought Bravo was just going to go in and pretty much destroy this guy, and Bandenet won KO knee, 26 seconds. It was a very impressive win, and I was just so blown away by the performance. I couldn't believe it. Talk about an upset too, because Martin Bravo was a favorite into this fight on many people's rankings, scores, whatever you want to call it, criterias. And Humberto Bandenet, he is making a name for himself now in the UFC after a big win over UFC Ultimate Fighter Latin America alumni Martin Bravo. And it was pretty staggering. I was shocked. I could not believe it. KO knee 26 seconds into the first round. Then in the middleweight division, we had Smiling Sam Alvey versus Rashad Evans. And man, you know what? Sam Alvey, I think he knows he could have done way better in this fight. He knows that had he let his hands go in at least the second round, he could have finished Rashad Evans. The first round, you could say it was a feeling out process. Some fighters do that. And I was thinking maybe that's what he's doing in the first round. But then the second round felt like another feeling out process. And then third round seemed like he had just a nudge of urgency, like, okay, maybe I should try to do something here. And yeah, Sam Alvey, one decision split. I think the judges got this one right. Rashad Evans landed some decent strikes and went for some takedowns, but didn't really get anything with the ground game. Sam Alvey's takedown defense, like I said, held up pretty good because he trains with Dan Henderson. And so his wrestling defense, is there. And Sam Alvey got this split decision, and it's not something that's going to be catching the attention of fans if he's trying to make new fans. But he wins, and I could picture the UFC brasses going, well, we're only going to move him up the ladder that much because he could have really done more in this fight. And I think this fight was set up for Sam Alvey to just win. I mean, not to take anything away from Rashad Evans, big fan of him, but I gotta admit, he's borderline retirement. He's a legend. He's already won a title. He's won the Ultimate Fighter. He's won UFC Gold. I mean, what more can you do in a UFC career? He's been a top-ranked fighter for years. So, I mean, whatever Rashad Evans decides to do, I respect, and I'm still a Rashad Evans fan, and I'm still a Sam Alvey fan. But yeah, when Sam Alvey wasn't going for the knockout, I thought Rashad Evans should have really pushed for the takedowns even more so. But Sam Alvey did enough to win the fight. Not a whole lot happened in this fight. There's a lot of stalling on the stand-up. A lot of, I'm waiting for you to make a move. No, I'm waiting for you to make a move. No, I'm waiting for you to make a move. And then, no, I'm waiting for you to make a move. And then that's that. But yeah, Sam Alvey wins split decision. Then in the bantamweight division to kick off the main card, we had Alejandro Perez versus Andre Sukahamath. Yeah, this one was, Andre, obviously great Muay Thai background. Alejandro Perez did just enough, though, I think, to win the fight. He mixed things up with his striking and his takedown attempts. And, yeah, did just barely enough. I mean, but it was a razor-thin close fight. An honorable mention on the prelims. Yeah, so Perez, real quick, Perez wins split decision. Yeah, an honorable mention on the prelims. I have to bring this up. My boy Jack Hermansson, or Jak Hermansson, however you want to say it, because he's Swedish/Norwegian. In the middleweight bout, the last one on the prelims, Jack beat Brad Scott, TKO punches, 3 minutes and 50 seconds. Looked impressive. And they did not give him a bonus because there's so many great finishes on this card, it's hard to pick. This was an amazing card with 7 first-round finishes altogether. And then you had, 7 first-round finishes. So it was amazing. And so that wraps up the post-fight show for this amazing event. Stay tuned. For the pre-fight for Struve versus Volkov, but that fight card is such a long distance away that I may throw in some just fun Nate's MMA Corner episodes in the mix to kind of fill in a gap for the long layover of UFC cards. So I'll look for those episodes, and until then, see ya!